Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Friday, July 14th, and we're continuing this study of what it means to walk with the Lord. And I was looking at the verses that are coming up. I'm still following this guide in the Fire Study Bible, and I think that we only have one more day on this topic, and then I'm going to be praying over what we're going to talk about next, because it's whatever the Holy Spirit wants. So today we're in 1 John chapter 2, starting in verse 3, and it says, "And this we know that we have come to know him, if we keep his commandments." Now, as I think that through, we know that we have come to know him by the fact that we keep his commandments. Why are we keeping his commandments? Because we have understanding of what God has done. We understand what that's all about, and we're thankful for it. We want to glorify him, so we're following those commandments. Whoever says, "I know him," but does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, in him truly the love of God is perfected. Now, that was one sentence, but two verses. And as I look at what this means and I really break it down, what this is saying is, if you have entered into that relationship with Christ, there will be a change. There should be a change. It should be evident. And that change is not happening under your own power. It's happening because the love of God has been perfected in you. You recognize that love. You recognize how massive he has cared for you and led you to that point where you entered into that relationship with Christ. That's how that love has been perfected. By this we may know that we are in him. Whoever says he abides in him ought to walk in the same way in which he walked. That means we're trying to, I shouldn't say trying because the Holy Spirit empowers it, but we are I'm trying to think of a word other than trying, and I keep saying trying. We are to live a life that is Christ-like. That's what Christian means. Yes, we have sin in our life. Yes, we have shortcomings. But as you grow in your relationship with Christ, those sins will change. You'll leave some things behind, and the Holy Spirit will gradually have you working on one thing after another, and it draws you closer and closer to Christ. Now, the next passage I have is very closely tied to it. I'm in 1 John chapter 3, verse 9, and this is what it says. "No one born of God makes a practice of sinning, for God's seed abides in him, and he cannot keep on sinning because he has been born of God." Now, you're not going to try to not sin in order to earn your salvation. That's not how it works. You enter into that relationship with Christ, you're saved because you recognize what God has done for you, because you recognize all that Jesus did on that cross and what it meant when he rose from the dead. Because of that, you're avoiding the sin because you want to live a life that's glorifying to God. Verse 10, "By this it is evident who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil. Whoever does not practice righteousness is not of God, nor is the one who does not love his brother." We're to be showing that love of Jesus Christ, and we're living in a righteous way so that we're continuing to grow. Verse 11, "For this is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. We should not be like Cain, who was the evil one and murdered his brother. And why did he murder him? Because his own deeds were evil and his brothers were righteous." So we shouldn't be living in a way that we're jealous of other people's righteousness. Remember, you have the righteousness of Jesus Christ, and because of that, you can walk in empowerment and boldness. And then as we skip to verse 16, "By this we know love, that he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth. So we're to be sharing that love of Jesus Christ with the people around us, looking for needs that we can meet and find ways to show that love. Now, as you go into your prayer closet today, I want you to pray over the people in your life and look for ways that you can show that love of Christ to others around you. Today is Friday. I'm going to remind you there's no video tomorrow. I'll be back with you on Sunday. God bless and have a wonderful day. God bless and keep walking the walk.